What is the number one reason people who finally start making money cannot keep it for long? It is not the economy. It is not bad investments. It is not the lack of a side hustle or the missing strategy. It is something almost nobody is talking about, and it is happening inside your nervous system right now, deciding for you how much wealth you are allowed to hold before something inside you quietly pulls everything back to where it started. You can win the lottery. You can land the dream job. You can launch a business that explodes overnight. And within 3 years, statistically, most of those people are back exactly where they began, sometimes worse than before. And the world keeps telling you it is because they were not smart enough, not disciplined enough, not strategic enough. That is a lie. The real reason is that there is an invisible ceiling installed inside you long before money ever showed up in your life, and that ceiling decides how much you are allowed to keep, no matter how much you earn. This video is the one I wish someone had shown me before I truly understood how this mechanism actually worked, because the truth I am about to walk you through reframes every financial mistake you have ever made and dissolves the shame you have been carrying about it for years. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are not financially unintelligent. You have been operating with an internal thermostat that was set by people, experiences, and environments you did not choose, and that thermostat has been silently pulling your financial reality back to a familiar baseline every single time life tried to expand it. The thermostat does not care what you want consciously. The thermostat cares about returning you to what feels familiar. And as far as your nervous system is concerned, familiar equals safe, even when familiar is making you suffer. This is not a video about budgeting. This is not a video about side hustles. This is not even a video about investing strategies, because every one of those things will eventually fail if the internal pattern underneath them stays the same. What I am about to share with you is the actual reason financial freedom feels unreachable for most people, and it has nothing to do with how much they earn and everything to do with how their body has been programmed to respond to having. The same way some people have a set weight their body keeps returning to no matter how much they diet, your nervous system has a set point for wealth, and most people spend their entire lives unconsciously defending that set point while consciously trying to break through it. Two parts of you, fighting each other in silence. And the part underneath always wins, until you learn how to speak to it differently. Today we are going to do 3 things together in this video. First, I am going to show you the exact mechanism your brain uses to keep your financial life stuck right where it is, and the science behind it is real, documented in peer-reviewed research, and far more uncomfortable than the motivational version most people sell you online. Second, I am going to walk you through why mindset comes before money in every single case, and why people who win the lottery without first changing their internal pattern almost always lose all of it within a few years, while people who reprogram their inner pattern first tend to attract and sustainably hold wealth, even from the most humble beginnings. And third, we are going to do a guided practice together that begins to dissolve the financial ceiling from the inside out, using the nervous system, breath work, and a new set of affirmations specifically designed to raise the financial set point you have been unconsciously carrying for years. By the end of this video, you will understand your own financial life with a clarity you have probably never had before, and you will know exactly what to do next. If this is the first time you are arriving at this channel, this is Wealth Reprogramming, and this is video number 2 of a complete 6-video series on the hidden patterns that decide your financial reality from the inside. The first video addressed scarcity, the deepest pattern of all, the low constant alarm of not enough that never fully turns off, even when your account is full and your bills are paid. If you have not watched the first video yet, save this one and watch that one first, because each video builds directly on the previous one, and missing the foundation means missing the integration entirely. Subscribe to the channel right now and turn on the notifications bell, because over the next videos we are going to walk through every remaining pattern, and you are going to recognize yourself in each one of them. This is not entertainment. This is the most important conversation about money you will have all year, and your future self will look back at this exact moment as the turning point. Here is the truth that almost no financial guru wants you to hear, because it dismantles their entire business model. You can suddenly receive $1 million tomorrow morning, and within 3 years your bank account will return to exactly where it is today, sometimes with new debt piled on top, unless your internal pattern shifts before the money even arrives. This is not a hypothesis. This is documented over and over again with lottery winners, sudden inheritance recipients, professional athletes who sign massive contracts, and entrepreneurs who experience overnight success. The research is brutal, with a significant portion of major lottery winners reporting severe financial difficulty within 5 years. The money came. The pattern stayed. And the pattern always wins, because the pattern is older, deeper, and far more familiar to your nervous system than any new amount of cash flowing into your account ever could be. This is why mindset is not a soft concept that comes after you handle the practical side of money. Mindset is the practical side of money. Mindset is the operating system underneath every financial decision you will ever make, and the operating system was installed in childhood, long before you had any conscious say in what was being programmed into you. Every time your parent flinched at a bill. Every time you heard the words "we cannot afford that." Every time you watched an adult around you go silent and tense the moment money came up at the dinner table. Every single one of those moments was a line of code being written into your nervous system about what money is, what it costs you emotionally to have it, what kind of person is allowed to keep it, and what punishment follows when you have too much of it. You did not choose any of that code. You inherited it. And now you are running an adult financial life on a child's operating system, and you are wondering why nothing is working the way it should. Inside your brain, there is a precise mechanism that explains this, and the science is solid even though the popular version is sometimes oversimplified. Your brain runs on a principle called homeostasis, which simply means that your entire body is constantly trying to return to a familiar baseline, no matter what is happening on the outside. This is the same principle that controls your body temperature, your hunger, your sleep cycles, and your emotional state. The hypothalamus, deep in your brain, acts like a biological thermostat, constantly comparing your current state to the baseline it considers normal, and triggering corrective responses anytime you drift too far in either direction. When you get too hot, you sweat. When you get too cold, you shiver. The thermostat is not asking your opinion. It is simply doing its job, which is to return you to the baseline it was set to maintain. Now here is where it gets interesting, and where you need to listen very carefully. While the most rigorous neuroscience documents this thermostatic principle in detail for things like body temperature and weight, researchers and clinicians have extended the same principle to behavioral patterns, including patterns around money and self-image. The frontostriatal pathway, a real and well-documented circuit in your brain, is the system that holds your self-image and links it to automatic action. Every belief about yourself, including the belief about how much wealth you are allowed to hold, gets encoded in this pathway through repetition. The more a belief is repeated, the deeper it carves itself into the circuit. And once it is carved deep enough, it stops feeling like a belief. It starts feeling like reality. It starts feeling like just the way things are. And from that moment on, every decision you make about money will quietly defend that internal reality, even when your conscious mind is screaming at you to do something different. So when someone says you have a financial set point, they are not saying something mystical or vague. They are pointing at a real mechanism that combines homeostasis with the frontostriatal pathway and the self-image stored inside it. Your nervous system, your emotional regulation system, and your self-image system are all working together to maintain a specific financial baseline they consider familiar and therefore safe. When you start earning above that baseline, three things tend to happen automatically and almost simultaneously. You start spending more without conscious awareness. You start sabotaging in subtle ways, missing deadlines, ghosting opportunities, picking fights with people who could help you grow. And you start feeling a vague anxiety you cannot quite name, which often gets numbed through impulse buying or risky decisions. None of those behaviors are random. All of them are your thermostat working hard to bring you back home to a baseline that was set without your permission decades ago, by people who never imagined you would ever question it. Let me give you a concrete example that will lock this into your mind forever, because once you see it through real lives, the abstract idea becomes impossible to forget. Think about every person you have ever heard of who came from nothing and built lasting wealth, and then think about every person who inherited wealth, won massive amounts of money suddenly, or hit unexpected fortune, and lost all of it within a few years. The difference between those two groups is not luck, talent, or even financial knowledge. The difference is that the first group built the internal pattern before the money arrived, so when the money came, their nervous system already knew how to hold it. The second group received the money before the pattern changed, and their nervous system did exactly what it was programmed to do, which was return them to their familiar baseline as quickly as possible, regardless of how much money was sitting in the account at the moment. This is why someone earning $30,000 a year with the right internal pattern will quietly build a stable and growing life over decades, while someone earning $300,000 a year with the wrong internal pattern will live paycheck to paycheck and feel poor at every single income level they ever reach. Both people are working with money. Only one of them is working with a pattern that allows money to stay. And almost nobody talks about this, because the financial industry profits from selling you strategies, products, and courses, not from telling you that the actual problem lives inside your own nervous system and cannot be solved by buying anything. The truth is uncomfortable, but the truth is also liberating, because the moment you understand that the pattern is the problem, you stop blaming yourself for the symptoms and you start working at the level where real change actually happens. There is a deeper reframe here that I want you to sit with for a moment, because it is the most important shift this entire video is trying to install inside you right now. Most people think about money as something they need to chase, fight for, earn through suffering, and then defend against the entire world. That entire framing keeps you in fight or flight every time money is involved, and a nervous system stuck in fight or flight cannot build, hold, or expand wealth. It can only survive. What you need to begin training yourself to feel instead is that money is something you allow to come into your life, allow to stay with you, and allow to grow naturally over time. Allowance is a nervous system state. It is a felt sense of openness, of receiving without resistance, of having without bracing for it to be taken away. And that state cannot be willed into existence by reading a book or watching a video. It has to be installed through practice, through repetition, through deliberately teaching your body that having is not dangerous. This is why financial freedom, the actual lived experience of feeling truly free with money, has almost nothing to do with the number sitting in your bank account and almost everything to do with the state of your nervous system when you look at that number. There are people walking around with millions in the bank who feel poor and deeply anxious every single day, and there are people with very little money who feel completely safe and prosperous inside themselves. The internal state precedes the external state. Always. The external state is just the reflection of what the internal state is allowing to materialize. And once you understand this, you stop trying to fix your finances by changing your strategy, your job, or your side hustle alone, and you start fixing your finances by changing what your body believes about money at the level beneath thought, where the real programming lives and where the real reprogramming has to happen. So if you have been carrying shame about your financial life, about the debt you accumulated over the years, about the opportunities you sabotaged, about the money that came and somehow disappeared from your hands, I want you to hear this very clearly. None of that was a character flaw. None of that was you failing as a person. All of it was a nervous system doing exactly what it was trained to do by experiences and people you did not choose. And the same nervous system that has been keeping you stuck is the same nervous system that can be retrained to hold something completely different, with the right kind of practice, the right kind of repetition, and the right kind of patience with yourself. Which is exactly what we are about to do together in the second half of this video, but before we go there, I need you to do one thing for me. Save this video right now to a playlist you can return to, because what comes next is meant to be repeated, not watched once and forgotten by tomorrow morning. Before we move into the practice, I need to share with you the one mental shift that separates people who break their financial ceiling permanently from people who keep crashing through and falling back. And it is so simple that most people dismiss it the first time they hear it. The shift is this. Stop chasing more, and start becoming the version of you who can hold more. The chasing keeps your nervous system in pursuit mode, which is a stress state, which keeps your body completely convinced that wealth is something you have to fight for, which keeps you locked at the exact baseline that was set in childhood without your permission. Becoming, on the other hand, fundamentally changes the baseline itself from the inside out. And when the baseline changes, absolutely everything downstream of it changes with it, slowly, quietly, and permanently. There is a very specific reason that people who have done deep inner work around money tend to attract opportunities, partnerships, and resources that seem to come out of absolutely nowhere. It is not magic. It is not the law of attraction in the cartoon version that gets sold online. It is that a regulated nervous system makes you visible to opportunities that an alarmed nervous system cannot even perceive. When you are in survival state, your brain literally narrows what you are able to see, hear, and notice around you. You miss conversations that could change your life completely. You misread invitations as threats. You decline meetings that would have opened doors for you, because your body is interpreting the unknown as immediate danger. A nervous system that has been carefully taught to feel safe with abundance perceives the world in a completely different way than one stuck in survival. Doors that were always there suddenly become visible. People you have known for years suddenly become resources you can reach out to. Information you had access to all along suddenly becomes actionable. Nothing outside changed. Everything inside did, and the outside started to follow. This is also why you cannot skip this work, no matter how badly you want to. You cannot grind your way to lasting wealth through a nervous system in scarcity. You can grind your way to temporary wealth, yes, but the body will eventually pull it all back, because the body is older, stronger, and more persistent than your willpower will ever be. People exhaust themselves trying to outwork their own internal pattern, and then they wonder why they are constantly burned out, financially anxious, and still not free, even after years and years of relentless hustle and effort. The hustle was not the actual answer. The hustle was the symptom of a body that did not believe wealth was safe and tried to compensate through endless effort. Real financial freedom comes when the outer effort and the inner state align together as one, when you are working hard from a place of allowing and trusting rather than from a place of trying to escape who you have been your entire life. Now, here is what I want you to do, right now, before we move into the breathing practice together. If anything in this video has truly reached you, leave a comment below telling me one specific moment in this video that hit something real inside you. Just one sentence is more than enough. Naming it out loud is the very first act of dissolving it from within. And while you are there in the comments section, hit the like button as well, because every like helps this conversation reach another nervous system that has been silently waiting for someone to finally explain why financial freedom has always felt just out of reach. And share this video with one person you know who is intelligent, capable, hardworking, and still financially stuck somehow, because they are not stuck because they lack information. They are stuck because nobody ever told them what you are about to experience next in this practice. The practice we are about to do together is going to last about 15 minutes from start to finish. You can do it sitting, you can do it lying down, you can do it with headphones in a quiet room or even with the lights low right before bed. What matters is that you are willing to give your body the next 15 minutes without interruption, because the depth of what gets installed inside you depends entirely on the quality of your presence while it is happening. Turn your phone face down. Soften your shoulders. Loosen your jaw. Let your body settle into whatever position feels supportive. We are going to use a slow, calm breathing rhythm, and then a series of affirmations specifically chosen to raise the financial set point that has been quietly running your life. This is not a relaxation exercise. This is a precise nervous system intervention, scientifically designed to communicate to the deepest part of you that holding real wealth is not only safe but is now your new normal way of being. Keep breathing slowly and gently. Inhale through the nose for 5 seconds. Exhale through the mouth for 5 seconds. Your body is still in this open, regulated, receptive state. The defensive layer is still soft. The deep programming layer is still fully available to you. And we are going to continue installing now, with affirmations specifically designed to dissolve the invisible wealth ceiling and raise the financial set point your nervous system has been silently defending for far too long. Repeat each one slowly and silently inside your mind. Feel each one as it lands in your chest. Let your body absorb the words without resistance, without performance, without needing to believe anything yet. The belief will follow the feeling. The feeling will follow the repetition. The repetition is what changes the pattern at the deep level where the pattern actually lives inside you. My financial ceiling is dissolving right now, breath by breath. The limit I was given by others is not the limit I am keeping for myself. I am allowed to earn more than the people who raised me earned. I am allowed to keep more than the people who raised me kept. I am allowed to grow beyond the comfort zone I quietly inherited from them. I am allowed to live a financial life they could not have imagined for themselves. My nervous system is learning that having more is completely safe. My body is learning that wealth does not punish me for receiving it. My mind is learning that abundance does not take anything away from anyone else. I deserve to live in real financial freedom. I deserve to wake up without money anxiety in my chest. I deserve to feel deeply safe when I open my bank account. I deserve to feel proud when my income grows each year. I deserve to feel completely calm when new opportunities arrive at my door. I am the person who can hold what is coming to me. I am the person who can sustain what I build over time. I am the person who can grow what I receive without sabotaging it later. Money stays with me now. Wealth grows with me now. Resources expand quietly around me now. I am magnetic to opportunities one once could not even see right in front of me. My eyes are open to doors that were always there waiting patiently. My ears are open to conversations that can completely change the trajectory of my entire life. My heart is open to people who carry resources, knowledge, and connections meant specifically for me. I am no longer hiding from my own potential. I am no longer shrinking myself to fit a baseline that was never mine. I am no longer apologizing for the size of my dreams or the scale of my vision. I am expanding into the financial life I was meant to live from the very beginning. I am becoming the version of me who lives in a state of true abundance, not as a faraway fantasy or distant dream, but as a daily lived reality that gets more real with every breath I take. I forgive myself for every financial mistake I have ever made in my life. I forgive myself for every dollar of debt I accumulated. I forgive myself for the impulse buying that brought no lasting joy. I forgive myself for the opportunities one did not take because I was afraid. I forgive myself for the money that came and somehow disappeared from my hands. None of it was my fault in the way I always thought it was. None of it defines who I am becoming right now in this very moment. I release all the shame I have carried in silence for years. I release all the guilt I have stored deep inside my body. I release all the heaviness I have carried about money my entire life. My past financial story is not my future financial story. My past nervous system pattern is not my future nervous system pattern. I am building a completely new internal foundation right now, in this very moment, with every breath I take, with every affirmation I receive, with every act of presence I bring to this practice. I trust myself with money now. I trust my financial decisions. I trust my own instincts. I trust that I can hold real wealth without losing myself in the process. I trust that I can grow abundance without becoming someone I no longer recognize in the mirror. I trust that prosperity is part of my path, not a betrayal of who I have always been. I am safe to be wealthy. I am safe to be visible. I am safe to be successful in front of all the people who knew me before I changed. I am safe to live a life that looks completely different from the one I was raised to expect for myself. I am safe to outgrow the financial reality of my family of origin. My ceiling is rising right now. My capacity is expanding right now. My set point is shifting right now. And every time I return to this practice, the new pattern grows stronger inside me and the old pattern grows weaker, until one day, the old pattern will simply fade entirely, and the new one will feel like the truest thing I have ever known about myself. So if you are ready to begin, let us start. Settle into your position. Let your spine be tall but not stiff. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Let your hands rest gently in your lap or by your sides. Soften your entire face. Soften the small muscles around your eyes. Let your jaw drop just slightly, so your back teeth are no longer touching each other. And let your tongue rest behind your lower teeth, where it can rest without effort. We are going to use the same calm breathing rhythm from the first video in this series, because the body learns through repetition, and returning to a familiar practice actually deepens the imprint each time you do it again. 5 seconds in through the nose. 5 seconds out through the mouth. No retention. No holding the breath at any point. Just a steady, gentle wave of breath moving in and moving out, like a slow ocean. Begin now. Inhale slowly through your nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, drawing the air gently down into your belly. And exhale slowly through your mouth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, letting the breath flow out a little softer than it came in. Again. Inhale through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, feeling the air expand your chest and your abdomen. And exhale through the mouth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, releasing whatever you do not need to carry into the next minute. One more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your nervous system is beginning to register that nothing is wrong in this moment, that you are completely safe right where you are, that there is no emergency happening, that your body has full permission to soften and let go. Keep breathing in this rhythm as we go a little deeper together. Inhale gently through the nose for 5. Exhale gently through the mouth for 5. And as your body settles into this calmer state, I want you to understand exactly what is happening biologically inside you right now. When the exhale matches or slightly exceeds the inhale in length, the vagus nerve sends a powerful chemical signal of safety to your entire body. Your heart rate slows. Your blood pressure softens. The defensive layer of your nervous system, the part that has been on quiet alert around money for as long as you can remember being alive, finally begins to step back. And in this exact state, a state your conscious mind cannot force into existence but your breath can quietly create within minutes, the deep programming layer of your brain becomes available to you. This is precisely where the financial thermostat lives inside you. This is where the set point is silently stored. And this is exactly where we are about to begin gently raising it together. The affirmations we are going to use now are different from the ones in the first video of this series, because this video is about a different aspect of your relationship with money. The first video was about safety and receiving for the first time. This video is about holding, sustaining, and expanding what arrives. About becoming the kind of person whose nervous system trusts itself completely to keep what comes, to grow what stays, and to never collapse back to a smaller version of itself when life expands. As I speak each affirmation slowly, repeat it silently inside your mind. Feel each one in your chest as it lands. Do not force belief. Just allow each statement to land into the open space your breath has gently created, and let your body decide what it wants to do with it next. Each one is being installed into a layer of you that is finally regulated enough to receive it without resistance. I am safe with abundance. I am safe holding wealth. I am safe keeping what comes to me. My nervous system can rest in prosperity. My body can rest in having. My mind can rest in receiving without fear. I am the kind of person who builds wealth and keeps it for a lifetime. I am the kind of person who grows what is given to me with patience and care. I am the kind of person money trusts to be held by, expanded by, and protected by. I release the financial ceiling I inherited from generations before me. I release the pattern that was never truly mine to carry. I release the silent inner voice that said I could only have so much before something must be taken away. My set point is rising right now. My capacity is expanding right now. My nervous system is learning a new normal, breath by breath. Money flows to me and money rests with me. Wealth comes to me and wealth stays with me. Opportunities reach me and opportunities multiply through me. I am becoming the version of me who lives in true financial freedom every single day of my life. I am becoming the person who holds abundance without flinching. I am becoming the person who receives without bracing for loss. I am becoming the person whose body trusts that having is safe, that keeping is allowed, and that growing is natural. Continue breathing in this same rhythm. Inhale gently through the nose for 5 seconds. Exhale gently through the mouth for 5 seconds. We are entering the final round of affirmations now, and this is the deepest layer of all, the one that speaks directly to the identity your nervous system holds about who you really are with money. Because every financial reality you see on the outside is just a mirror of the identity stored deep on the inside. And when the identity finally changes, the mirror has no choice but to reflect something completely new. Let these next words land all the way down into the place where the financial set point lives inside you, and let your body absorb them as if they were always meant to be there, waiting for you to finally claim them as yours. I am someone who builds and sustains real, lasting wealth over time. I am someone whose income grows steadily year after year. I am someone who attracts opportunities effortlessly into my life. I am someone who makes wise financial decisions from a place of calm and complete clarity. I am someone who is deeply trusted with money by life itself. I am someone whose very presence carries the energy of abundance into every single room I enter. I am the kind of person who creates wealth not through endless struggle, but through inner alignment with what is meant for me. I am the kind of person who turns ideas into real income with ease and grace. I am the kind of person who knows how to receive without bracing for loss. I am the kind of person who knows how to give without ever depleting myself. I am the kind of person who lives in true financial freedom as my natural everyday state. I am the kind of person who breaks generational financial patterns and builds generational wealth for those who come after me, ending cycles that have lasted far too long. My new identity is being written into my nervous system right now, with every breath I take, with every affirmation I receive, with every moment of quiet presence I give to this practice. The old identity is dissolving in real time. The new one is forming in real time. And both of those things are happening underneath the level of conscious thought, in the place where real transformation actually lives. I am stepping into the version of me who was always meant to live this way from the beginning. I am stepping into the version of me who holds prosperity without any fear at all. I am stepping into the version of me who looks at money as a tool of expansion and creation, not a source of constant anxiety. I am stepping into the version of me who can be deeply wealthy and still be authentically myself. I am stepping into the version of me who can have without losing my values, my heart, or my connection to what truly matters most. I am stepping into the version of me who knows for certain that financial freedom and inner freedom can finally exist together in the same body, in the same life, at exactly the same time. The universe fully supports me in this transformation. Life itself conspires to bring me what I am finally ready to hold. People are sent toward me to help me grow into who I am becoming. Opportunities are placed directly in my path because I am now becoming the version of me who can actually recognize them when they appear. Resources flow toward me because I am building the inner container that can finally hold them without leaking. I am not chasing anything anymore. I am not striving from a place of desperation anymore. I am magnetic now. I am open now. I am completely ready now. I receive with deep grace. I hold with quiet steadiness. I grow with patient trust. I expand with complete confidence. My financial life is being rebuilt from the foundation upward, and the new foundation is unshakable, because it is being built inside my body, not just inside my conscious mind. The body remembers what the mind forgets. The body holds what the mind questions. And my body is now holding a completely new financial truth about who I am, and that truth is staying with me from this moment forward. I am wealthy. I am free. I am safe. I am abundant. I am supported. I am held. I am expanding. I am becoming. I am here. I am now. I am ready. I am the version of me I was always meant to be. Let these final words settle gently into every single cell of your body. Let them ripple through the layer of you that has been quietly waiting for permission to finally believe them. Take one more slow, deep breath in through the nose. And let it out very slowly through the mouth. Feel that everything that just entered you is staying with you. Feel that something has actually shifted inside of you, even if you cannot yet name exactly what it is. The work is not finished here, but the foundation has been laid, and what comes next is the part that seals everything into your body so it does not fade by tomorrow morning when life returns to its usual rhythm around you. Stay there with your breath. Keep it slow and steady. Inhale through the nose for 5. Exhale through the mouth for 5. And now we move into the most important part of this entire practice, the part that almost every other affirmation video on the internet skips entirely, which is exactly why most affirmation videos give people a temporary lift that completely fades by lunchtime the next day. Anchoring. We are going to seal everything that just entered you into the deep layer of your body, so that what we built together does not simply evaporate the moment life returns to its usual chaotic rhythm around you tomorrow. This step is short. This step is precise. And this step is the entire difference between an experience you had once and never returned to, and a real transformation that quietly stays with you for the rest of your life. So with your eyes still soft, with your breath still slow and steady, gently bring one hand up and place it over the center of your chest, right over your heart. Feel the warmth of your own palm pressing softly against your body. Feel the steady rhythm of your heartbeat underneath your hand, that quiet, ancient pulse that has been carrying you through every single moment of your entire life until now, including every moment when you doubted yourself, every moment when you felt unworthy of having more, every moment when you believed the financial ceiling was permanent and unbreakable. That heart never gave up on you, even when you gave up on yourself. That body never abandoned you, even when you abandoned the dreams you once had. And right now, in this exact moment, you are giving it the most important message it has ever received from you, which is that you are finally here, you are finally present, and you are finally claiming the life you were always meant to live in this world. Let your hand rest there in stillness. Let the warmth communicate to your nervous system that what just happened was completely real. That this was not just words floating through the air. That this was not just another video on the internet that you watched and forgot. This was a deliberate, conscious, embodied act of rewriting the exact pattern that has been quietly running your financial life for decades without your permission. With your hand still resting on your chest, take 3 more slow, intentional breaths together in the same calm rhythm. Inhale through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale through the mouth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you exhale, silently say to yourself, "My ceiling is gone." Again, inhale through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale through the mouth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My ceiling is gone. One more time, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My ceiling is gone. Let that statement settle deeply into your body. Not as a hope. Not as a wish. Not as something you are trying to convince yourself of from the outside. But as a quiet, undeniable, embodied knowing that something has actually shifted underneath the surface of who you have been until today. Lower your hand slowly back to your lap or your side. Let your eyes open if they were closed during the practice. Soften your gaze on the space directly in front of you. And notice what is different inside you right now compared to when you first started this practice just minutes ago. Notice the quality of the silence in your mind compared to when you first pressed play on this video. Notice the way your shoulders are sitting on your body, lower than they were before, more open, more relaxed, more at peace. Notice the spaciousness in your chest right now, the unusual openness in your face, the gentle ease in your breathing that is now happening naturally without you having to think about it at all. This is what a fully regulated nervous system feels like inside the body. This is what the complete absence of financial scarcity feels like when it finally leaves your body for good. This is the exact state you have been searching for your entire life, often without even knowing you were searching for it, because nobody ever told you that the freedom you wanted so badly lived inside your own body, not in your bank account. And once you have actually felt this state, even for just a few minutes, your body now knows the path back to it. Every single time you return to this practice in the days ahead, you are deepening that neural path inside you. Every time you breathe in this rhythm and speak these affirmations again, you are widening the road that leads to this exact state of regulated abundance. And one day, sooner than you might think possible, this state will stop being something you have to practice your way into, and it will start being the place you naturally live from by default, in every single conversation you have, in every financial decision you make, in every moment you check your bank account. What you just experienced is not the end of this video. It is the beginning of a real transformation, and what happens next is entirely up to you. Because everything we just installed inside you is going to be tested by the next 24 hours of your life. Tomorrow morning, the old pattern will try to return. The old voice that says nothing has really changed will try to convince you that this was just another video, just another temporary lift that will fade like all the others before it. And in that exact moment, when that old voice rises inside you, you will have a choice. You can listen to the old pattern and let it pull you back into the familiar baseline that has been costing you for years. Or you can come back to this video tomorrow, press play again, breathe again, repeat the affirmations again, and weaken that old voice by one more degree, while strengthening the new one by one more degree. This is exactly how real reprogramming actually works in the body. Not through dramatic, instant transformation in a single session, but through small, consistent, daily repetitions that compound over time the way money compounds in a well-invested account over many years. Every day you return to this practice is a deposit into your new financial identity. Every day you skip is a missed opportunity for compound growth. After 3 days of returning, you will notice your breathing has changed slightly when you think about money. After 7 days, you will notice that situations which used to trigger immediate panic now trigger a brief pause instead, a moment of awareness, a small gap where there used to be only reaction. After 14 days of returning every day, you will notice yourself making different financial decisions without even trying to. And after 21 full days of consistent practice, the people around you will start to comment that something about you has visibly shifted, even though they will not be able to name exactly what it is or where it came from. So here is the commitment I want you to make to yourself right now, not to me, not to this channel, but to the version of you who has been silently waiting for this work to begin. For the next 21 days, return to this exact video once a day. Just once. That is the entire protocol. You do not need to do it perfectly. You do not need to feel anything special each time. You just need to return. The body learns through repetition, and repetition is what changes the financial set point at the level where the change actually matters. 21 days is not arbitrary. 21 days is the minimum window your nervous system needs to begin laying down a new baseline pattern that competes with the old one for dominance. If you skip a single day along the way, do not punish yourself for it. Simply return the next day and continue the chain. Consistency over perfection, every single time. And while you are committing to that practice for the next 21 days, do these 3 small things for me right now, before you close this video and return to your normal life. First, leave a comment below telling me one specific thing that shifted inside you during this practice today, even if you cannot fully describe what it was yet. Naming what shifted is actually part of how the shift becomes real and permanent inside you. Second, hit the like button if you felt anything real in your body during the affirmations, because every like helps this conversation reach another person whose nervous system has been silently waiting for someone to explain why financial freedom has always felt just out of reach. And third, share this video with one person you know who is hardworking, intelligent, capable, and still financially stuck, because they are not stuck because they lack information. They are stuck because nobody ever showed them how to dissolve the ceiling from inside the body, instead of fighting against it from the outside. Subscribe to this channel right now if you have not already, and turn on notifications, because the next video in this series is going to address the third pattern that decides your financial life, the money script you inherited before you were old enough to question it. The money script is the silent inner narrative about wealth that was installed in you before you were even 7 years old, and it controls every financial decision you make as an adult, often without you even realizing it. If you missed that video, you missed the next critical layer of the integration. Each video builds directly on the previous one, and the people who watch them all in order, and actually do the practices every day, are the ones who experience the deepest and most lasting changes in their financial life. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel, make sure notifications are turned on right now, and make sure you return tomorrow to this exact video to continue the daily chain you just started today. Before we close this video together, I want to leave you with something important, something I would have wanted someone to say directly to me years ago when I was still living under a financial ceiling I could not even begin to see. The fact that you made it all the way to this exact moment of this video, while millions of other people scrolled past similar content without ever stopping to actually do the deep inner work, tells me everything I need to know about you and where you are in your life right now. You are not the person you have been told you were. You are not the person your past financial mistakes made you believe you were. You are not the version of you who has been quietly suffering with money for years without ever knowing why it kept happening. You are someone who chose to stop and look directly at the pattern, instead of running from it for one more day, one more month, one more year of your precious life. That choice you made today, to give yourself this full hour of complete presence, this full hour of conscious breathing, this full hour of deep reprogramming work, that single choice is what truly separates the people who eventually break their financial ceiling from the people who never do, no matter how much they earn. It is not the strategy. It is not the luck. It is not the connections. It is the willingness to sit with yourself, to feel your own breath move through your body, to repeat words that initially felt uncomfortable or impossible, and to keep returning to the practice even when nothing seemed to be happening on the surface of your life. The surface is always the slowest layer to change in any transformation. The depth is where everything actually shifts first, silently and invisibly, and the surface always follows the depth eventually, even when it takes weeks or months for the outer world to finally start reflecting what already changed deep inside you long before. So here is what I want you to remember when tomorrow comes and the old patterns try to whisper that nothing really changed today. Something did change. Your nervous system received signals it has never received before in your entire life. Your body experienced a state of regulated abundance for 15 minutes straight, possibly for the very first time you can remember. The frontostriatal pathway in your brain registered new repetitions of a brand new self-image. The hypothalamus, your inner biological thermostat, received its first real hint that the old set point is no longer where you are choosing to live from now on. These are not metaphors or pretty words. These are biological events that just happened inside you, and biology does not forget what it has been shown. Biology builds, layer by layer, repetition by repetition, until one day the new pattern is stronger than the old one and reality has no choice but to follow. You are about to enter a season of your life where money will start to behave differently around you, because you have finally started to behave differently around money. The opportunities will come, sometimes from unexpected directions. The resources will flow, sometimes from sources you did not anticipate. The people who carry what you need will appear in places you did not expect them to be. And when that begins to happen, the most important thing you can do is not panic. Not collapse back into the old pattern out of habit. Not sabotage what is finally arriving because it feels too unfamiliar to be real. Stay in the practice. Keep breathing. Keep affirming. Keep anchoring. Let your nervous system catch up to the new reality, instead of pulling the new reality back down to the old nervous system. This is the entire game. This is the entire work. This is the entire reason most people never make it past the ceiling, and the entire reason you will. I will see you tomorrow in this exact video, because I know you are coming back, and I will see you very soon in the next video of this series, because you have already subscribed and turned on notifications. The third pattern is waiting for you to be ready, and it is going to dissolve another deep layer of what has been holding you back from the life you are meant to live. Until then, keep breathing. Keep believing. Keep building. The version of you who lives in true financial freedom is no longer a future version of you waiting somewhere out there. That version is being born inside you right now, in this very moment, in this exact breath you are taking, in this exact second of this exact day that will one day be the day you look back on as the moment when everything finally began to change for good. I will see you very soon in the next video. Take good care of yourself this week, breathe deeply when life squeezes you, and remember always that you have always been the only one who truly decides what your ceiling really is, and that decision is now finally yours to make consciously.